Hello students, welcome to the lecture on data structures. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the stack representation using arrays and linked list. So here we are going to do the C programming for the same. Okay, so without wasting any time, let us understand how to write the C program and understand the logic of writing a C program to implement stack using arrays. Okay. So as you can see in the screen here, I have written a code over here, and let me just go and explain you all this. So very first we write down the first line, that is hash include stdio.h. This is nothing but the header file or the library file which we used. Okay, so I'm just writing it over here. We call it as a library file. Okay, and this type of library files are used to declare the libraries which are going to use. So along with the using stdio.h, we can use the functions or the by default keywords which C programming language allows us to use. Okay, so now going ahead here in this line number 3 to 6, yeah, this particular line are nothing but called as a declaration lines. So in this I'm declaring the variables as well as I'm declaring the so here I am declaring a variable, okay, and in the next three lines what I'm doing is I'm declaring the functions. So I'm going to use three functions in my particular program. Okay, so the first line is line number 3 is integer stack 10. So I'm declaring a stack of size 10 which is of data type integer. Next I'm declaring the choice n, top, x, I are all the different variables which are of type integer. Then there are three functions which I'm going to use. So as we all are already aware of, the stack has the two main functions which are push and pop. So every time I'm doing some push and pop onto my stack, I should be displaying my stack and I should see what is exactly the current state of my stack. So for that, we are just adding the display function over here. So these are the three functions which we'll be targeting to understand today. If you want to learn more about what is push and pop and different operations of stack, you can go and check my video on the same. Okay. So now let us go ahead. In this function declaration of push, push is something where we are sending a value to the stack as an input, and then stack has to push or insert that element on top of the stack. So here push is taking as an input. So the input to the function is an integer variable. Okay. The output of the push function is nothing. That's why I have written void over there. Whenever I'm not returning anything, I'm writing void. Now coming to the pop function. This is a function name given by me. I can give any function name. Yeah. So I can say pop1, pop2, whatever I want to. So pop function is not taking anything as an input. It is not taking any input. So when there is no input, we write it simply with this quotes, okay, opening closing round brackets. So why I'm not taking any input in the pop function? Because the pop function's job is to remove the topmost element from the stack and give it to you as a output. Okay, so here what is happening is the pop is not taking any input, but it is giving one output, and that output is of type integer. So we can see that over here in this declaration. Next, coming to the display function will not take anything as an input. That's why these brackets are empty, and it is not giving you any output. That's why it is void here. Okay, now I have written a main program. Okay, so before going to the main program, let us first understand how I have written all the push, pop and display functions. Okay, so after you see, after all the function declaration, line number 9 to line number 55, I am finishing my main function. So this is end of main function. Okay, at line number 55. After my main function is over, I can write definition for another functions. So from here onwards, what I'm doing is function definition, okay, for various functions, extra functions which I'm using in my program. So what are those extra functions? The first one is push. So this line I have to write exactly same as I have written there top in the declaration. So what I have done in the top, let me just go and check it. Okay, so it is void push integer. Okay, so exactly same thing I should write here. Okay, void push integer. Okay, but there I didn't mention this val variable. So variable kaun sa hoga? If I'm not writing this in declaration, it is okay. You have to write down this variable name val whenever we are defining a function. Now let me go ahead and go in detail. So my push function is from line number 59 to line number 70. इस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट को हम लोग फंक्शन का डेफिनेशन बोलते हैं. ओके मतलब यहाँ पे मैं उस फंक्शन को अपना टास्क एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ क्या करना है. So जैसे आप देख सकते हो push function is taking one input that is a val variable which is of type integer. So I have given a stack which I have declared globally. Okay, so the stack with the array stack. Yeah, so now let us go and understand the function. So inside the push function I'm just checking the condition. Whenever I want to push something to the stack, first of all I should check whether my stack is full or not. If it is full, then there is this condition to check if top is equal to n minus 1. N is nothing but the max of your stack. Okay, suppose if my stack is of size 5, so n is nothing but 5. Yeah, so if your stack is of size 5, then if your top is n minus 1, that is 4, then we can say your stack is the array from 0 to 4. So you have reached on the location 4. That means your entire array is complete. When your entire array is complete, you cannot add any new element to it. So that time I should get an error message, yeah, or I should get an warning or indication that you cannot push, yeah. So here I'm checking this condition in line number 61. If top is equal to n minus 1, then I can say that the stack is overflow. Okay, and in this case I'm not going to push the value to the stack. Okay, I'll simply give this message. Else अगर ये कंडीशन फॉल्स होता है दैट मीन्स स्टैक में जगह अवेलेबल है, मेरा टॉप समवेयर बिटवीन -1 to 3 तक है एंड आई कैन ऐड अ न्यू वैल्यू टू द स्टैक. सो इन दिस केस व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई विल सिंपली इंक्रीमेंट बाय टॉप पॉइंटर बाय 1 and then I will add a new value to the stack top. Okay, so this value I'm copying to the stack. All about the push operation. Now if you want to see in detail, I mean the diagrammatic representation, so we can just go and check over here. So you can see this is a stack of size 5 from 0 to 4 location, and I have a top variable which is pointing to topmost variable value. So in my stack there are 3 values right now. So my top is equal to 2, which is nothing but pointing to 30. Okay, so in this case if I want to add a new value and say for example the new value is 40, so what should I do? First of all I will increment my top by 1. So when I say top is equal to top plus 1, now my top will start pointing to location 3, and then this location has blank space, so then I can say stack of top is equal to 40. So stack of 3 is equal to 40 in this case. So as you can see here in this line, okay, so stack of top is equal to value. Here I'm copying value 40 to the stack. Okay, as you see in the line number 68. So this push operation we are done. Now we'll see the pop operation. So coming to the pop operation. Now this is the definition of pop operation. So we have it here from line number 72 till line number 86. Okay, so if I just check this particular operation here, in this we have this declaration as same as we have done declaration in the top over there, and in the pop operation we are not inserting something but we are taking out some value from the stack. So let us see that in the diagram. This is my stack and I want to pop out some topmost element from the stack. That means here we can see clearly that I want to delete number 40 from the stack. So I want to delete this from the stack. I want to pop it out. So when I want to pop out, what exactly I should be doing? I should just give this value 40 to the user. That means I should be returning this value. Okay, so I said pop 40 has been popped out, and then my top will decrement itself and start pointing to 30. Okay, but there is a condition which we should take every time we are deleting. What we should check? अगर मेरा stack पूरा empty है, yeah, say for example your stack is completely empty, there is nothing in your stack. So at that time, where is your top? So your top is somewhere at location number. So that time your top value is nothing but -1. So when your top is -1, that means there is nothing in your stack. Okay, so in this case the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, you cannot pop out from the stack, and that's why we call this as a underflow condition. So in my code, how I should take it, consider that. So you see this line, if top is equal to -1, okay, or less than -1, so that means the stack is empty, and I should give a message, the stack is underflow. That means you cannot delete from the stack, you cannot pop out from the stack, and I will not return any value to the user as he's expecting some answer. So in that case, I'm giving -1 as the answer. Okay, you can set any value, but I just consider it as a -1. So जब भी -1 जाएगा तो मुझे उसको मैसेज भेजना है कि there is an error, you cannot pop out. Yeah, so that's it. So else, अगर ये stack empty नहीं है and stack has some value, then I can easily delete that. So what should I do? I should delete 40. So 40 को मुझे किसी variable val में store करना पड़ेगा, and then val variable I will send back to the user. So the same thing I'm doing here. Val is equal to stack of top. So 40 is now been copied to the val. Now I'm decrementing my top pointer by 1. So decrement your top by 1. So now your top was at 3. Now again, if you decrement by 1, top is now equal to 2, which is now pointing to 30. Yes, decrement the top by 1 and then you return this val. जो val मैंने value 40 यहाँ से save करके रखा था, ये मैं return को user को return कर रही हूँ, so that he can see that 40 has been returned and this is what he was expecting, the pop out as an answer. So this is all about the pop function. Then we'll see the display function. Okay, so display function is very easy. It's still here from 88 to 102. In the display function, what we are doing is I'm just displaying my stack. लेकिन अगर वो stack खाली है, empty है, then I cannot display anything. Okay, so what will I do? If top is greater than 0, top मेरा 0 या उससे greater है तो ही मेरे stack में value है. What if your top is 0? If my top is at 0, that means there is some value at location 0. So if your top is equal to 0 or it is greater than 0, matlab stack is having some values. You can display the values. So then I go inside the if condition and I will display the values of the stack. Okay, so here I'm displaying a printf message, the elements of the stack. In a for loop, I'm going from top to 0 and I'm decrementing the pointer by 1111. Okay, there I'm displaying percentage d is for integer and then I'm declaring this stack of I. So I'm displaying my all the values from stack one by one from top to bottom. I'm just displaying it, I'm not popping out anything. Okay, and this is all about the if loop. What comes in f loop, else loop? When we come in else loop, okay, so when the top is not equal to 0 or more, when your top is something which is -1, so that means your stack is empty. So when your stack is empty, we are coming to this else condition, and in this case what happens is we have to just give the message to the user that the stack is empty, we cannot display you anything. So this is all about the display function. So I hope this is all clear about all the functions. Now this was the main part. Now we will just go and see how we handle all this function call in the main function. So here we go to the main function. Now this is my main function. Okay, what I'm writing here, integer main. I'm declaring my stack top as -1 initially, because जब भी मुझे program चालू करना है, that time what I should be doing is I should be saying that my stack is empty. Yeah, so I'm just consider this particular example that this is my stack. So I have just using the stack, and so I will say my top is equal to -1. So this should be my beginning condition. Okay, where I'm saying my stack is completely empty. Now I can start performing the operations on my stack. Okay, so this is all about that. Then we will just give a printf message saying enter the size of the stack. Okay, so I have defined the stack of size 10 here, you see, because array मुझे पहले ही declare करके रखना पड़ता है, इसलिए मैंने उसका size declare किया है. But then I can ask user to give whatever value he want to give between 1 to 10. So I'm asking him whatever value you want, you can insert up to 10. He is entering some value. I'm scanning that value in the variable called n. So n is nothing but holding the size of the stack. Okay, you can say it as a max. Okay, now this is my printf and I'm starting. So if I want to do some instructions repeatedly, okay, I want to do some instructions repeatedly, I have to keep them in some loop. So here I'm using do while loop, which I found better in this particular case. So do while loop कैसे लिखते हैं? Do लिखने का opening bracket के अंदर पूरा line of code लिखने का, जो भी आपको repeat करना है, वो line of code लिखने के बाद Okay, here it ends. Then you again give the closing bracket and उसके end में आपको सिर्फ while condition लिखना है. So while in round brackets the stopping condition. Okay, so जब तक choice is not equal to 4 तब तक ये do while चालू रहेगा. Whenever I will feel the choice as 4, I will come out of the do while loop. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this. So now let's go and see what I have written in the do while. मुझे क्या code है जो repeatedly print करना है. So every time I'm giving this instruction to the user, these are the 4 options what you want. So first is push, second is pop, third is display, and fourth is exit. Okay, so he will enter his choice. Whatever number he will enter, I'm taking that in the variable called choice. Okay, फिर वो variable को मैं switch में use कर रही हूँ. So I'm using a switch with the same variable choice. So there are 4 different choices, choice 1, 2, 3, 4. So in case it is a 1, in case your choice is 2, choice is 3, choice is 4. अगर मेरा choice 1, 2, 3, 4 नहीं है, so default there is some anything else which he has entered, so I will tell him it is an incorrect choice and I'll give him the option again to elect his choice because I have kept this in a do while loop. Okay, so now in a case 1 what I'm doing, case 1 मैंने बोला है उसको push operation होने वाला है, so I will write down the command for push. So I'll ask him, okay, you want to enter something, good, which value you want to push? So he will enter that value. I'm scanning that in a variable called x. Okay, so फिर वो x variable is a integer variable. You can see मैंने वो globally declare किया है यहाँ पे line number 3 में. तो ये एक integer variable scan करेगा, x में रखेगा और वही x ये push function को call कर रहा है. So this is nothing but my function call, yeah, to the stack. Okay, the push function. So push function is going to take one input and not giving any output. If you go and see the declaration of push function is taking integer as an input and not giving any output. So void is the output, means no output. That's why I just call it like that. And now it will perform the push operation. That's it. My job is done. If I want to come out of the one of the switch case, I will give the break statement. Then I go to case 2. Here I want to do pop operation. So what will I do? First of all, I'll call the pop operation and then I will display the popped out value. So how do I call the pop operation? Pop, okay, input, but pop is output, yeah. So in that case, what we will do is, I will select that output and I will keep that value in the x. Whatever is output is returning integer, I will save that in variable x. So if you see here, while writing pop function, मैंने लिखा है कि ये एक output देने वाला है, which is of type integer. So that type I'm storing in a variable x. Once I store my value of the pop out function, now x is holding the value जो मैंने pop out किया. So in our diagram, if you see, I have popped out 40 here. So 40 is the one which I'm going to display now. Okay, so the popped out element is %d, that is x. That means I'm displaying the popped out element is 40. Okay, I hope this is clear. So now we'll go to the next case, that is case 3. So display. Now case 3 is just a display function where we are displaying the function values of the stack. So display function को कोई input भी नहीं है और output भी नहीं है. So directly function name लिख के opening closing round brackets लिखो, semicolon लिखो, and your job is done. So here I'm calling the display function, which is one of the easiest function call to write, yeah. And then the case 4 is exit. So I'm just giving a message to everyone that ending the program, and then I'm giving break statement and I'm coming out. Okay, when I come out, I have selected the choice 4, and when my choice is 4, that means it is an exit case and I will come out of the do while loop. Okay, so now I'm coming out of the do while loop and now I'm ending my main program. I'm returning 0 to the integer main program last line, and here I'm finishing my main function. So this is all about learning that stack using arrays. I hope you understood it well. In case of any doubts, any queries, you want some modifications and you have done it some other way and you want my guidance on this, or if you have some suggestions, you can obviously let me know in the comment box below. Okay, thank you for watching this. See the output of the program. So let us run the program. I'm going to the run option. And here it has run the program. So you can see the output screen. Now it is asking me enter the size of the array up to 10. I'm giving the size of the stack as, say for example, 2. Now he's giving me options. I'll say I want to push, so option 1. The value to be pushed is 10. Now I'll display the stack and he shows it is 10 in the stack. Again I'll push. So this time I push 20. Again I display my stack. It is showing 10 and 20 on the top. Again I'll try pushing. So he'll say what value to be pushed. I say 30. Now it says the stack is overflow. That means the stack size is 2 and it should not allow me adding more than 2. So that should give me the overflow message. That means it is working properly. Now I'll just check the display function. It is giving me 10 and 20 in the stack. Now I'll pop out, that is option 2, and it is popped out 20. That's good. Now I'll just display my stack. There is only 10 in the stack. Again I pop out with the option 2. It is popped out 10. Now I'll see my stack. It's showing the stack is empty. If my stack is empty and I try to pop out, it should give me underflow message. So I will try popping out and it is giving me underflow message. That means it is working fine. So this way I can go to the option number 4 and I just click enter and I have exited my program. So this is all about how we can see the output of the program in the stack using arrays. And to see more videos on stack using linked list and ahead, we can just go to the next video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe for more videos.